welcome to the third episode of KFSO Radio, our school podcast. We are so very excited to continue this project. Now, in this episode, we're going to cover school updates, a fun segment, and talk about life after high school for us. As always, we would love to hear from you on what would make our next episode most entertaining and enjoyable. So fill out that student input survey and leave your comments. We read everything that comes through. We'll share some of it if we really like it. And we're so excited to bring this resource to you and hope that you will continue to join us for weeks to come. Now, I said this last time as well. While there may not be an episode every week, we are doing our very best. We have crazy, insane schedules that it's really hard to make them line up, but we are bringing this to you whenever we can. So before we get into our episode, let's have a quick hello from the team. As always, hi everyone. I'm your president, Bailey Flowers.
Hi, it's Martha, your vice president.
Hello everyone, it's Anna, your secretary.
Hey y'all, it's Dawson, your treasurer.
Awesome. So we're going to get into our fun segment. This week's question is, does the person in the middle seat on an airplane get both armrests? What are you guys' thoughts on this?
Absolutely they do. I mean, it's bad enough that they have to sit in the middle seat and be like squished between two people. So yeah, I'll give them both armrests.
100%. I agree.
I don't feel like I can give much input here. I've never been on a well, I've been on a plane once, but I was like 4 and I don't remember it. But I feel like, so I don't even know what side I would go on. I'd hate to be in the middle seat. So like Anna said, if I was in the middle seat, I'd at least want armrest. But then I also feel like I don't really know how plane setup works either. Is that like part of plane etiquette or something?
I don't know. I think everybody like sees it differently. Also, I'm like guilty of taking the armrest of the middle seat person. So I say that they should like have it, but then do as I say, not as I do. Okay.
Exactly. Especially, I'm usually sitting next to like my younger brother.
Right.
And like when I was little, I would always like want the window seat. And so then I would want the window seat, but I was also kind of selfish and I would take like the middle armrest as well.
Yep.
I haven't done that in a while though. So I don't know.
It always happens when you're like sitting with family. You're like, oh, well, I want this. So
you're like, I don't care. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Dawson, what are your thoughts on this?
I was going to say, Dawson's being very silent.
They were talking about the family. See, I have also never been on a plane, so I don't really have much input on this. But
we should all go on a flight together.
We should.
Though that's the thing. I literally, because
that's why I have not been on one yet.
Oh my gosh, you're so scary because you hit some wind and next thing you know you're plummeting to your death to the ground.
It's not like that. It's not like that.
That's just not my idea of a fun time.
It's really safe. That literally like never happens.
I'm pretty sure flight or like flying is like one of the safest modes of transportation. I don't remember where I heard that, but I think it is.
But it's so cool. And then you have like this great view. Like the amount of airplane pictures I've taken, they're so pretty, especially at nighttime. You
or
can
in
see,
the morning when there's a sunrise.
Yes, it's
okay,
so pretty.
Now you're talking to the photographer side of me. But I still don't know how I feel about it though.
Wow.
Maybe because I like taking pretty pictures and I like seeing pretty things, but I also don't. The pretty things become less pretty when you're going down towards them. So I have very strong opinions about airplanes in general. I like to be on the ground, but I also like to travel. So we go a lot of places by car.
That's so, maybe that should have been our fun segment podcast. Like,
I mean, we kind of just made it that.
We
kind of did.
That was, yeah.
Yep.
So if you're filling out the survey, you can respond to either of those things. What's your favorite mode of transportation? Why is it the best? And if you have any strong opinions on middle seat armrest, definitely put those in the survey too, because we would love to hear that and read them in our next podcast episode.
Is the first one even a question though? We all know we all know bike running is the best form of transportation.
Absolutely. 100%.
100%. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Should we explain that or should we just leave
it? We probably should.
Yeah.
For those that didn't know.
Yes.
I nominate Bailey or Dawson.
I nominate
to explain.
Bailey.
I'm not talking about my own misdoings. So
Okay, I can try to the best of my like knowing abilities. I think this was. Oh look, you guys told me to explain something.
Maybe Anna.
It was-
I don't
yeah,
it
she wasn't even there.
I know.
Okay.
I just thought of that.
There.
Okay, it was in trivia club, and like people, aka all of us, are notorious for having spelling errors in trivia club because you're trying to type so fast to get the answer in. But this wasn't even a question. I don't think this was a trivia question. We were just talking about what
We
we
were
like
just
to
talking
do.
about cardio. Yeah.
Cardio, yeah. Okay, so it's exercising, and he was trying to say like bike riding is the most superior form of cardio, and he said bike running, and so now his thing is bike running, and we kind of like tease him about it, but it's all in good fun.
He is
It
bike
is.
runner. I think he's still in my phone as that.
Yeah, see, that's why I nominated you to explain it, because you have him in your phone as a bike runner.
That's so
Oh
funny.
no, okay. It is DOS, but it's I still have like the bike running emojis right next to it. And so yeah, that's our story behind that.
That's so fun. So there's a little insight into our team names and inside jokes, which is amazing.
Yes.
And I guess now, well, definitely make sure to fill out that survey, which is linked below. And I'm going to pass it off to Anna to go over some school updates.
Thank you, Martha. Okay, so we do have a couple of announcements. First of all, class of 2023, thank you to everyone who voted on our senior t-shirts. That survey was available the past couple weeks, so thank you so much for filling that out. The winning design has been chosen and will be announced via email on Tuesday, January 31st, so be looking in your email for that. So exciting. Yeah, votes were super close with this one. Like there were some really great designs and it went back and forth for a long time. So very, very close, but we do have a winner, which is very exciting. Alrighty, and then next up, calling all juniors. As you all should know, ACT testing is coming up. Kind of scary, kind of exciting. In the last week of February, live ACT test prep sessions have begun and will continue in the upcoming month. So be sure to check your OHV schedule, your Class Connect schedule, for the link every Friday at 1 p.m. I know these sessions were super helpful for us last year, right? For ACT testing, like the tips that these teachers shared were so helpful for me as I studied for the ACT. I'm sure it was helpful for you guys as well.
Yes, it definitely was. I don't think I would have gotten like anything that resembled a good score on the ACT if I hadn't attended those sessions.
Same.
Yeah, I feel like they helped me just like calm my nerves more than anything. Just like know what to expect, because not knowing what was on the test was very, very stressful.
100%.
For sure. I think Mrs. Sheets had like the science room last year and she had us do like practice tests. Yeah, practice tests like every week, and that was so helpful for the science section because that was my like least favorite section probably on the ACT, but that was like so helpful.
100%.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I just want to say, I think one thing that really helped my nerves with this is that, this score that you get on this does not in any way like define you or your, ability to take tests or anything like that. Because I was kind of feeling like that. I didn't get like as high as I would have liked. I didn't do terrible either. I'm not saying that. But I think that I was so stressed about it that I got in my own head, and just kind of try to make sure that you understand, and like it's a number. It doesn't define who you are or anything about you like that. Breathe. It's super important.
Yes.
And go to those sessions. They're so incredibly helpful.
Yes, absolutely. I love that you said that because that's so true, especially with the ACT because it's set up like so differently from regular classroom tests. Yeah, but for sure. Just know that it's not a measure of your intelligence, of your ability to test take at all. And just don't stress out about it because you're going to do great. All right, and then we do have one additional update. OHVA Spirit Week is also coming up soon. It's February 13th through 17th. So get ready for some fun Valentine's Day themes to participate in and show your school spirit. And with that, that closes out this segment. So I'm going to pass it off to Dawson for our next segment.
All right, thank you, Anna. Yes, those are some very exciting announcements. Be on the lookout for those in the upcoming weeks. But right now, we wanted to talk about something that we've really been going over all month, and that's January is Mental Wellness Month. So even though the month is coming to a close, mental wellness is still very important year-round, so we still wanted to shed some light on it because mental wellness is really incredibly important to not just your mental well-being, but your overall well-being. So in order to kind of showcase that, we wanted to go over some of the ways that we all practice mental wellness, but we also want to hear from the listeners as well about some ways that you guys practice mental wellness because honestly, we'll probably steal some of your guys' answers, like, and just
absolutely.
incorporate them.
Yep.
100%.
All right, so I guess I'll start. Honestly, I feel like all of us are going to say this answer, but I feel like reading is like one of the main ways that just so calming, helps calm you down. But I also just like love listening to music to calm myself down, help me focus. Like those are two of my biggest ways, honestly. Um, they really just they they help me focus more on what I'm doing and not like thinking about outside distractions, if that makes sense. So
I can totally relate to that, especially like music. Like, oh my gosh, it just helps me like block out everything else and just
exactly.
like get my mental state back together. Yeah, for sure.
At this point, I'm just convinced that we're all the same person. And Dawson said literally to a T exactly what I was going to say to this. So I think that that was pretty funny. Yeah, definitely music and reading so much. Reading and music are just like an escape for me, I guess, you know, where I can just tune out the rest of the world and just zone into, you know, those things. Like there is nothing better than sitting with both headphones in and it's like the perfect level of volume where it just, you know, like you guys know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Music
yes.
listeners,
Yes.
you get
For
it.
sure, yeah.
That's so cool. I love that. I'm going to have a different answer, even though I agree with both of that. I don't want to like keep talking. I mean, I don't not want to keep talking about music and reading, but I really love like going on walks, especially in like the fall or in the winter when it's like kind of frosty out. And it like helps me like clear my mind after a long day of school. And then I come back in and like make myself a cup of tea. And oh my gosh, Bailey said, I'm not going to talk about my Valentine's Day obsession. I think that's what Bailey thought I was going to talk about, but I'm not going to talk about that. We're going to stick with cups of tea, cold morning walks or cold afternoon walks. Definitely just helps like clear my mind. So yeah, I love all these answers. This is great.
Absolutely. I was literally going to say exercise too, so you kind of stole my answer too, but okay. It's okay. No, for sure. I feel like physical well-being is like kind of ties into mental well-being, so I agree with you. Walks are really, really great. Exercising daily for sure. And then for me, a really good like mental wellness practice is just having like a weekly day of rest where I kind of just like don't do any schoolwork or don't do any like hard work. I kind of just like take a break from like everything that's going on in school and life and just like refocus. And for me, that's actually part of my religion. So I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, and we like observe Saturday as like our Sabbath day of rest. So we kind of just like refrain from doing anything like work centered or like crazy like craziness of our life, and just kind of focus on getting our mental state back together and our spiritual state back together. And it's been really, really good for me, just growing up and like all the school stress, just having like one day a week where I'm just not worrying about it, and then I can like go back into the week refreshed and refocused. So yeah, that's one of my ways I practice mental wellness.
That is so cool. I love that. That's
yeah,
amazing.
for sure.
It honestly does sound relaxing. I might need to like incorporate it, not in like a religious way, but I just need like
Yes,
rest.
yes, you do.
But I feel like one more thing that I want to touch on. I feel like just doing things like what we're doing right now, just like recording this podcast, just like being around friends and like just talking to people is really a great way to get things out, like calm your mind down. honestly, like, I feel like just being alone with your thoughts is never the greatest idea. So just being able to have those people that you talk to is really great.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, I love everything that everyone has said, and I'm just sitting over here, we're having like a serious discussion. I'm kind of laughing because I'm realizing every single time I've come up with something that I'm like, "Oh, I could say this," and it's not, maybe this is something new, then then somebody else says it.
We've already determined we're all the same people, so
We really are.
Sure. We're very similar in like every way, but yeah, I guess I had no real reason to say that. It's Monday, everybody. I feel like that should be known.
Just like a disclaimer, yeah.
Yeah, if we publish this on Tuesday, let it be known that we were not recording this on Tuesday. So our lack of togetherness is
it's
because
Monday
of
morning
the Monday.
as well.
Oh,
Yeah. This is what we do for you guys for the podcast we recorded on a Monday morning. Like, oh my gosh.
You should be happy.
you should really be grateful, yes. But now that you guys have heard from us, like I said earlier, we do want to hear your guys' thoughts and your tips on mental wellness as well. So we will have a survey in the description, so be sure to fill that out and let us know your opinions. Like I said, we will most likely steal them, so thanks for giving us tips. But with that being said, I will pass it off to Bailey now to get into our little discussion about life after high school.
Thank you, Dawson. I know we're all seniors, and to all the seniors out there listening, this is probably the very last thing any of us want to talk about because it's Monday morning. We've been asked this question like our entire lives of like, what do you want to do when you grow up and when you graduate? And now we had our whole lives to think about it. And then, we don't anymore. So we're just going to kind of talk about our plans for after high school, what we're doing to prepare. But remember, even though some of us, Anna and Martha, seem very and Dawson, they all seem very prepared with what they're thinking. Not everybody is, going to feel that way, okay, maybe Anna is going to just rock the house with this. Martha's saying not me. But, some people are going to be like that and some people aren't. Like for me, I've kind of got it figured out, but I'm also, I'm taking the steps to get there, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And what I love about our group is none of us are okay, so nobody's prepared. I'm kind of prepared.
Yeah, Bailey's calling all of us out for being prepared, and meanwhile, she's the only one that's actually prepared.
For real.
Okay, well, that's a first. Yeah, we're all pretty different in what we're doing, which I love about this group, and I love that we can show that to you guys that nobody's going to be the same. Or that's kind of hypocritical. We were just saying that we're all the
I know, literally just after we were talking.
We're not all nobody is going to have the same exact plan, and that's okay. So first, we want to hear from Anna. What do you plan on doing after high school, and what are you doing currently to prepare?
Okay, so yes, I love that y'all all think I have my life together. I do not have my life together whatsoever. I am very confused with, no, for sure. And it's taken me so long to decide kind of what I want to do, and I still don't really know. But I do know that I plan to attend college after high school. And I've applied to 12 colleges in total, so I'm still waiting to hear some decisions back from certain places that I really want to go to. But I am planning on going to college. I'm planning on majoring in pre-med with a focus on neuroscience. But that's my plan right now. That could definitely change in the next 4 years for sure. And then I also want to incorporate some sort of minor in performance piano because I really love piano and performing and learning about classical music. So yeah, those are my plans. And then what I'm doing now, I guess I I applied to college, right? So I'm still just like in the process of waiting, applying to scholarships because like we need money for college. Yep, for sure. And I guess just like furthering my passions, like learning all I can about the human body and about medicine and medical careers. I shadowed a family physician recently to kind of see what she did, which is really cool. And then also just like practicing piano, which is like what I do every day for like an hour. But yeah, just kind of like furthering my passion, making sure I'm ready for what I want to go into. I don't know. I sound prepared, but I'm not. Mentally, I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, how about you, Martha?
Ooh, okay. How am I supposed to follow up on neuroscience? Like, what? I don't even know if I could like define what that is necessarily. I could probably, but um so I have actually applied to and been accepted to the college of my choice, which is really exciting. I'm still like on the edge about leaving home and everything. I've like thought about a gap year, but we'll probably end up going in the fall. Um, and I have been thinking about like doing an English major or also pre med or like nursing. So the college that I'm going to is actually a liberal arts college, and I can speak liberal arts college. So basically, like for the first 2 years, you can like get your taste of like what you want to do, which is really cool. So I feel like that's going to be nice to figure things out for the first 2 years and then declare my major. But I feel like, to honest point, like you don't have to have everything figured out right now. I definitely don't. I know a lot of people who have changed their majors like midway, or like even like at the end of like their senior year of college. So it's okay to not have everything figured out. And definitely like not feel like you have your life together because I don't think anyone does. So with that, I'm going to pass it off to Dawson.
All right, thank you, Martha. You guys are making this hard to top, honestly. Um, but like with Anna and Martha, these past few months have been really busy for me, just like applying to colleges and waiting for decisions and everything. It's been really stressful. Um, but as for like a path that I want to take, I'm still trying to figure that out, just really researching. I feel like my hobbies kind of include things like photography or psychology, so I'm thinking about like going down one of those paths, but it's really just taking this time to figure out what I want to do and make sure that that's the right decision and that I'll be like happy with that decision. So I've just been doing a bunch of researching of like colleges and just like jobs, careers, and things like that, just trying to prepare myself for the best that I can when the time comes to finally make that decision. So it's a lot of work, a lot of thinking, but it's totally worth it in the long run. So how about you, Bailey? What are your plans for the future?
All right, so mine are kind of different. And thank you, Dawson, by the way, and everybody else. Your answers have been amazing. Do you guys realize how I said, like, yeah, everyone's prepared? And they're like, no. And then they come on honest talking about like neuroscience. Martha's like, I got accepted into this college. And Dawson's like, yeah, I'm probably going to do this. And I'm like prepping for like, they're doing amazing. But like I said, mine's a little bit different. I realized, my whole life, my plan was go to college, do something in the medical field, maybe being a veterinarian. And then I realized that I did not want to do some of those things. Um, and then, I was like, okay, I could be what the heck are they called? The children doctors. It's Monday morning. I can't remember what they're called.
Pediatrician.
Thank you.
You're good.
A pediatrician. And then, I had that settled that I was going to be a pediatrician until like my junior year, I think. And then I started to change my plans and I was like, do I really want to do this? So after high school, right now I'm currently taking some design courses. Once I finish those, I can start applying to different web design jobs, whether that be, you know, singular jobs as far as like one person something. Sorry, that was me. Whether, you know, one person wants something or working in a group in like an office type thing. But I knew that I wanted freedom to, you know, be at home, and especially starting out, like when I have my first job, I don't want somebody breathing down my neck saying, you have to do this, 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 and this. I want it to be, you know, kind of ease myself into it. So like I said, currently to prepare, I'm taking web design courses. I'm actually taking the one here at OHVA. It's really great so far. I'm learning a lot more of the things that I wasn't thinking that I needed to learn, which is perfect. And I'm also taking some on my own. And yeah, I started not being able to picture myself leaving school and going right back into school. And to all of you that are doing that, that's absolutely amazing. And you know, I'm so proud of all of you that have gotten accepted into your, you know, dream college and you know what you're doing. That's amazing. Um and then but I know that there's also like a lot of you out there like me that are like, I don't really want to do that. And you know, that's totally fine too. Every option that you take is going to be, you know, you're going to find what works for you. And you don't have to know right away. So hopefully I didn't get like too deep there.
No, I love that you mentioned that. Like, that's
Okay.
so important. Like, no, for real, because sometimes you just grow up with this like ideal that you have to go to college, you have to go to high school and then college, and that's what happens. But you don't. And I love that you mentioned that. There's so many other opportunities for people to do after high school. Like, you don't have to go to college if you don't want to. There's so many things you can do. And I think it's definitely important to like research your options before like deciding what you ultimately want to do with your life after high school. I love that.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. I was hoping I wasn't like way off there.
No, yeah, and I feel like us saying this, we're not saying that you have to follow in our steps or anything. We're just
Oh, Dawson, you just
yes. Like I feel like we're just kind of having this talk to show that like we're all seniors and none of us are prepared. We may seem like we're prepared, but we're not. So we just want to show you guys that like
prepared. So it's
kind of
prepared too.
Being mentally prepared is different from being physically prepared, honestly.
Definitely. So make sure you share your mental wellness tips.
For real.
But yeah, it's funny. That's Dawson stole my words like right from my brain again. I was just going to say that. So Martha, do you have anything that you want to add before we close up?
I mean, I love what everyone has been saying here. I think, actually, hold on, let me fix my microphone because it's like really quiet right now. But I just definitely love like the idea that everyone's figuring this all out together, and you don't have to have all the answers right now. So basically, kind of that's what I would like to add. And then I guess we can move on to our next segment. So super exciting. We have the Student Showcase Survey, which is still open for submissions. And we would love to see your talents and passions, so please fill out that if you would like to share. The link is in the description and also on our website, and you can also email us submissions to our Together We Stand email, which is togetherwestand at OHVA. No, not at OHVA, forget that. togetherwestand.ohva@gmail.com. And you can direct message us on Instagram, and our handle is in the description. And you can also post on Instagram using our hashtag, which is hashtag TWS Student Showcase. So if you have any talents that you would like to show to the school, anything like baking or singing or writing or arting. I was not going to just say arting. That's not a word. Drawing. Anything like that. We would love to see that. So definitely fill out the student showcase and display your talents. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it off to Dawson to talk about our esports here at OHVA.
Thank you, Martha. Yes, we've already had some great submissions, and we love seeing how talented you guys are, so be sure to fill out that survey. But I am now going to talk about a different kind of talent with our esports team, because the spring season of esports is now underway. The second week just finished up last week, and OHVA is off to a pretty good start. The varsity chess teams are both 1-1 after they unfortunately faced off against each other in the first week. Varsity Rocket League is off to a great 2-0 start after defeating NCVA and K-12, and Varsity Valorant looks to bounce back after losing a very close game to a strong Virginia squad. Lastly, Varsity Fortnite does sit at 11 points after 2 weeks of competition and looks to climb the leaderboard after facing some unfortunate tech issues this week. On the open side of things, the chess teams currently hold the first, third, fourth, and fifth positions, so that is absolutely amazing. And this past weekend, 5 members of OHVA Esports, including one of Together We Stand's own, me, just saying, not to toot my own horn, were invited to participate in Stride's Collegiate Combine. So representatives from each of OHVA's 4 games faced off against other students from throughout the whole country, Stride schools, and for a chance to earn college scholarships. There were college recruits that were watching all of the games, and would send out scholarships to the individuals that they liked, so that was very exciting. And I'm absolutely proud of everyone that participated in that. So be sure to cheer on your Cardinals throughout this spring season, because it is definitely shaping up to be a good one.
Dawson is so humble about this. Let me just say.
Humble, okay?
He's so humble. Did you not get like second place or something in this
we don't talk
tournament?
about that.
Second place? Like, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
I'm just surprised with the amount of time that we all spend together that I didn't know this.
I know, same.
Wow.
It was all like very quick. Like I just got the invite like last week, basically.
That's so cool, though.
That's
Congratulations.
so cool.
Congratulations. That is so amazing.
Well, thank you for all the congratulations, everyone. It was really nice to be able to participate in. But with that being said, I think our podcast is about winding down for this week. So I'll pass it over to Bailey.
Indeed it is. We are done. Thank you so much for tuning in to KFSO Radio, and we will see you all next time. Bye.